Dear students, we will continue the discussion of the solutions of the problems that have appeared in the IIT JAM Mathematics 2026 exam. In this video, we take up question number 37 and we discuss the solution of this problem in detail. The problem is related to eigenvalues and it is from the section Linear Algebra. Right, the given question is, let P be this 5 by 5 matrix and P coming from M5 over C. That is the vector space of all 5 by 5 matrices with the entries from complex numbers over the complex numbers. And P is given to be this matrix. The first row is 0, 1, 0, 0, etc. You can see the P here. Then which of the following statements is or true? That is, it is a multiple select question. There may be more than one answer and you have to identify all the true statements. We are given 4 options. Option A, the nullity of the matrix P minus I greater than or equal to 2, where I is the 5 by 5 identity matrix. Option B, P has 4 distinct eigenvalues in C. Option C, P has 3 distinct eigenvalues in R. Option D, if lambda is an eigenvalue of P, then there exists a positive integer n such that lambda power n is equal to 1. Right. Let's now discuss the solution of the problem in detail. We have the P, the matrix here. We take up option A, the nullity of P minus I greater than or equal to 2, where I is the 5 by 5 identity matrix. Now we take P and subtract from it the 5 by 5 identity matrix. Then we get P minus I is equal to, along the diagonal we have minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Elsewhere the same values of the P. Right. I have calculated P minus I. Now, what I will do, I want to find the rank of this one, P minus I. So, we make 2 elementary row operations on it. The first one is R2. In the place of R2, R2 plus R1. Thereby, the second row becomes the 0 row. And the second elementary operation what we perform is R5 is R3 plus R4 plus R5. Thereby, the fifth row will become a 0 row. So look at the operations, and the second row is becoming 0, and now the fifth row is becoming 0. And the remaining non-zero rows, they are linearly independent. Right. So, the rank of P minus I will be 3. Why? Because it has 3 linearly independent rows. Obviously, the non-zero rows are linearly independent. And the rank of P minus A will be 3. Now we apply Rank-Nullity theorem for P minus I. Then we get rank of P minus I plus the nullity of P minus I is equal to the number of columns of P minus I. The rank of P minus I is 3 and the number of columns of P minus I is 5. Then you will get 3 plus nullity of P minus I is equal to 5. and thereby you get nullity of P minus I is 5 minus 3, that is equal to 2. And in option A, it is given the nullity of P minus A greater than or equal to 2. Yes, that is true. Yeah, that is true. So thus, the statement in A is true. We continue in the next slide. Before that, I make an appeal to all of you. Please like my videos and share them with your friends and colleagues. Please comment on the quality of the video and hype. Yes, this is my channel. Please subscribe my channel if you have not already subscribed. Yeah, I stress once again, if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Right, we continue. We have the matrix P here, and note that P is a block diagonal matrix of the form P is equal to A 0 0 B, where A is the 2 by 2 matrix 0 1 1 0 and B is the 3 by 3 matrix 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 0. Right. Why are we doing all that? We want to calculate the characteristic polynomial and thereby we identify its eigenvalues. Now the characteristic polynomial and eigenvalues we compute now. Now the characteristic polynomial chi of P bracket x of a block diagonal matrix P is the product of the characteristic polynomials of its individual blocks. What are the individual blocks here? A and B. Therefore, chi P of x will be equal to chi P of A multiplied by chi B, chi A of x multiplied by chi B of x. So that is the chi P of x, the characteristic polynomial of P is equal to the characteristic polynomial of A multiplied by the characteristic polynomial of B. And that will be, look here in the snippet, we are calculating the characteristic polynomial of A. That is equal to the determinant of xi, where I is 2 by 2 identity matrix, minus A. So compute the determinant, you will get x square minus 1. In a similar fashion, chi of B. So determinant of xi minus B, where I is the 3 by 3 identity matrix, you will get the determinant like this, and expand this by the first row. Then you will get x cube minus 1. Yes, we got the characteristic polynomial of A and the characteristic polynomial of B. Come here and put the values, put the polynomials here. So that will be x square minus 1 multiplied by x cube minus 1. Good. So factorization we have made, x minus 1 into x plus 1 for the first factor. For the second factor, the cube roots of unity, x minus 1 multiplied by x square plus x plus 1. Now it is x minus 1 whole square into x plus 1 multiplied by x square plus x plus 1. The eigenvalues of P are 1, minus 1, correct, and omega square. What are omega square? They are the non-real complex cube roots of unity. In total, how many roots are eigenvalues are there? There are 4. Right. We continue our discussion in the next slide. Right. This is what we have. Option B. P has 4 distinct eigenvalues in C. In C, that means we have to find out the complex eigenvalues. Now the distinct complex eigenvalues of P are 1, minus 1, omega square. 1, minus 1, they are real numbers, and every real number is a complex number. Therefore, the distinct complex eigenvalues of P are 1 minus 1 omega square. So thus, P has 4 distinct eigenvalues in C. So the statement B is true. The statement B in B is true. We move to the statement C. It says P has 3 distinct eigenvalues in R. So from the set of distinct eigenvalues of P, only 1 and minus 1 are the real numbers. The remaining 2 are complex. Right. Thus P has 2 distinct eigenvalues in R. So the statement given in C is not true. It says 3 distinct eigenvalues in R, but P has only 2 distinct eigenvalues in R. Therefore, the statement in C is not true. Right. So far, A and B are true. We move to the next option. Right. The next option is option D. If lambda is an eigenvalue of P, then there exists a positive integer n such that lambda power n is equal to 1. Yes, this is true. Why? Now, notice that every eigenvalue of lambda of P satisfies either lambda square is equal to 1 for 1 and minus 1, lambda square is equal to 1, or lambda cube is equal to 1 for 1 omega square, lambda cube is equal to 1. So, in either case, raising lambda to the power of n is equal to 6, which is the LCM of 2, 3, yields lambda power 6 is lambda square whole cube is equal to 1 cube is equal to 1, or lambda power 6 is equal to lambda cube whole square, that's equal to 1 square is equal to 1. In any case, we have obtained n is equal to 6. Thus, for any eigenvalue lambda of P, there exists a positive integer such as n is equal to 6, such that lambda power n is equal to 1. Thus, statement in D is true. Summarizing all the options, the true statements are A, B, and D. That is the detailed discussion of the solution of the given problem. Right. It's a good question, and even though it is given in IIT JAM, there is a possibility that this question may be given in CSIR NET or any set examinations or any examination, qualifying examination for assistant professors, junior lecturers, or degree lecturers. So, it's very important. So, study such questions and prepare a good notes and get ready for the next exam. I am sure that you have understood the solution of this problem. Please, thank you for watching this video now. Please like my videos and share them with your friends and colleagues. Yes, this is my channel. Please subscribe my channel if you have not already subscribed. I stress once again, please subscribe my channel if you have not already subscribed. Yes, I am sure I will be meeting all of you once again in another episode of learning. Enjoy learning mathematics. I wish you all the best. Thank you.